So welcome to my first thoughts on Resident Evil 2, the remake. After 21 years, we're getting a remake of Resident Evil 2. And I just want to say for the record, there's been so many Resident Evil games over the years, and I have loved them all. I've loved every single one of them. But 21 years ago when I played this little game here, Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1, it had a major impact on me. Me and my friend Rob. And I'll never forget that he came over, he had the game before me, and he came over to my place and he's like, oh my god, let's put it in. He hadn't even played it yet. We put it in. We played like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, get in my car. And he's like, what? I said, I gotta go get my copy. I gotta go get it right now. This is before the days of pre-orders where you didn't really know when a game was coming out. You thought, maybe it's next week or is it a couple of days? We didn't know. So when Rob brought it over, I'm like, I have to go and get this game. And I played the hell out of it over the weekend and I finished it. Both characters. I loved it. I thought it was so great. I don't know. It felt more accessible than the first one. It was more, I don't want to say arcadey, but a little bit more emphasis on the action side of it. So when Capcom a few years ago announced they were doing a remake of my favorite Resident Evil game, well, I was a little bit excited. And they did say, hey, we're going to do a great job on this. You're going to be happy. And I'm like, okay, but yeah, there's always that thought in the back of your mind, like, oh my god, going back to such a classic game and, you know, remaking it and, you know, with today's technology, how is it going to be? Are they going to screw it up? Are they going to miss the mark? Are they going to miss the mark? And I even stayed away from the demo. I didn't want to play the demo of this new game. I wanted to go in fresh and play the full game and see what it had to offer. So I'm quite a few hours in right now, and I'm only going to show footage from the very first like 10 minutes of the game, and no spoilers, not at all. What can I say? They've knocked it out of the park. They've made an old school Resident Evil 2 fan very, very happy. I can't tell you, there was some moments when I had a little tear. When I saw Leon and Claire get together for the first time, it was like revisiting old friends, but in a beautiful brand new way. And I'm just going to talk about the graphics. The graphics are amazing. They took what was the original PlayStation 1 game graphics, and they've done it modern. They've done it the way they've done all the new remakes to, you know, Resident Evil 1. Whoa, it's a sight to behold. It captures the essence of the original, but modernizes it. And they've captured everything that made the original so good, and that's not easy to do. They could have messed this up. They have not. They have not. And when you start off the game, you can pick like an easy mode, a medium mode, or an expert mode. I picked medium mode. I think, you know, I'll stick with that. And let me say, the game is the same as the original, which is wonderful, but they've added so many new twists on it. And I don't want to say a lot of what they are. I just want to say that things that you've done in the past in Resident Evil 2, there's a new kind of fresh perspective on that. I think that's the best way I can say it. They've really thought it out. They've really added some new things. They've really expanded the overall game of Resident Evil 2. And they've flushed it out wonderfully for the year 2019 right now. The music is fantastic. It's subtle. It's not as in your face. Sometimes in the original Resident Evil 2, it really boomed in at times, and this one holds back a little bit more. And I find that they're doing that to build tension. And holy shit, there's some tension in this game. I'm going around and I'm like, yeah, I played Resident Evil 2 a bunch of times. I know what I'm doing. And a certain zombie jumps out that I didn't expect. I kind of get shocked by this, I get shocked by that. There's shock moments that take me back to the original feeling of the first Resident Evil 2, which was, you know, item management, survival horror. How do I have enough bullets? Have I saved enough bullets? Do I have enough spaces in my inventory? It's a return to that and everything that made the original so good. And it feels great. I can't tell you how happy I am to come in today and say, they've knocked it out of the park. If you're a Resident Evil 2 fan and you're on the fence, don't be. They've done it. They've done it. And they could, as they say, they could have totally screwed this up, and they have not. The zombie models themselves are incredible. They have so much personality. They're scary, and there's quite a few different kinds. It's not just the same few or whatever. They've expanded that, and it's scary. The game is scary, and I'm so happy to say that. And what a pleasure coming back to this game after 21 years. The small tier, just revisiting old scenes, old characters, old friends in the most horrific environment known to mankind. It's great. The second you walk into Raccoon Police Department, it's wondrous. It just is a return to form, and what a wonderful thing. And tomorrow morning, I'm getting up, I'm driving to EB Games. Yes, EB Games, because I have the special edition that I pre-ordered, that ridiculous special edition. And I don't do it for many games, but Resident Evil 2, because it's an expensive one. But Resident Evil 2 is a special game in my heart. And I cannot believe it's 21 years ago that I played the original, that me and Rob played the original. And I think me and Rob will try to get together and play it. His work schedule is crazy. I've been phoning him saying, oh my God, we got to get together and do this. And so hopefully we can get together and do that. But for right now, I'm going to go back into the other room. The game is on pause. I've got a lot to do. I hope I managed my inventory correctly, because I've got to get back into this game and get back into the world of Resident Evil 2. Capcom, a return to form for Capcom. This is the old Capcom back again. They did it with Mega Man. They've done it with this. I'm looking forward to Devil May Cry. I'm very happy with Capcom these days. I really, really am. Especially all the fiascos of the past. And yeah, I'm going back to Resident Evil. So anyways, guys, until next time.